we've got a very special episode of Phantom Upstairs today. We're doing quick fire questions. So a bunch of our regulars, shout you out, sent in questions completely anonymously on phantomu.co.uk/questions. If you would like to do the same, feel free. We're just going to rattle through them. There's about 44 of them. And hopefully...
Your dad is 44.
What is that?
It's from
Roll
Big
Safe,
Shaq.
isn't it?
Ro-
Oh, is it Big Shaq?
Big Shaq, yeah.
Cool. So first question. What's something you've learned from writing music that applies to real life?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
These are meant to be quick fire questions. There's not going to be a quick fire answer.
The next one is definitely not quick fire either.
Okay, in terms of songwriting, it can take years to finish something, and like the concept, it might be there at the back of your mind, but sometimes you need to be in a certain place of your life to actually finalize that, or you learn something new and then you're able to apply it to that song. So it's not that what you're doing is necessarily wrong or bad. It might just not be the right time, and things need to happen in life for you to change in order for you to then be able to like tackle this particular, let's say, task or this feeling or this emotion that you're going through in life. And for me, that would be like one of the parallels I would draw with like writing a song.
Yeah, for sure. I hear that. Can you rephrase? Not rephrase. Just repeat the question.
What's something you've learned from writing music that applies to real life?
Okay, so I just wanted to check if my answer would be pertinent. It's a perfectionist thing. So not hanging on to things for too long. You know, I think that, or not being in your own head about everything. You know, I've heard a quote recently which said that a stupid person with a good idea is going to make a lot of money. A really smart person with a good idea isn't going to make any money. And the crux of that is that they're never going to start because they're going to overthink everything.
Yeah.
And that the fortune favors the brave, the people who go and put the thing out and do the thing. Doesn't mean that I regret my path, but I am happy that we started releasing, and I can see how much it's affected my perfectionism, or even like preciousness about like my own content, for example.
Yeah, I hear that. I think from my perspective, obviously being less on the music writing side but more on the kind of operational side of things, it's just like follow through. It's like, cool, now that we've done the hard part, now that you guys have done the most difficult part, which is making the music, it's like, right, let's actually just get it out there now. Just taking that leap of like following through from the inception of the idea to actually getting it out, and then once it's out, it's like, cool, we've completed the entire task. Now we can move on to the next one. Often I found I'd start loads of things but never finish them. I'd get really excited about something and then fall off a cliff, and that I think I've seen mirrored in my own life quite a lot, which has helped. I've worked through that. Awesome. Next question. Do you think romance is slowly dying in this generation?
Yes.
Agreed. Next question.
Agreed.
Let's just dive into it a tiny bit. It 100% is, and it's because of one thing: connectivity. We have too much choice, and we're all constantly in each other's pockets. It completely has devalued it all. Everything's so available. It's like Deliveroo for dating, any of these things, Instagram, even Hinge, whatever. We're so overwhelmed with choice that we don't see a good thing. We don't want to stick with a good thing necessarily. There's always this feeling of like dissatisfaction.
Oh yeah, there's something better out there, and I'm seeing potentially hundreds, if not thousands, on Instagram daily of people that could be a better fit for me.
Yes.
And the idea of all of these people online, and then it causes you to not necessarily feel settled in your current state, or what options you
Not
actually have.
happy with something which
is,
someone back in the day would have been super happy with.
100%.
You know, when back in the even back in the 60s, 70s, whatever, or maybe even
60s,
earlier.
70s.
60s, 70s, very good. Yeah, maybe we should just. Do you want to check if it's recording still?
Yeah, cancel the whole pod.
But they would meet someone they liked, and they also weren't so jaded by societal pressures themselves of how it should be or how you should be, or is this person cool enough for me, am I cool enough for them? You're not overthinking these things. It's just sinew and gut feeling. You meet them at I don't know, a naval dance or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where people used to meet each other. This is where I hear all these like love stories from, but it's like, right, this person's pretty good, they have the same values as me, I fancy them, and then they build a life together. And it's like, well, you're not going to go to the club and bump into someone, or see someone on Instagram and they jump in your DMs. It's not going to ward you off, whereas now it totally does.
Yeah, too much access, and both, I think, on a societal level of how the majority of people look at things, like we've devalued the relationship and we've like made sex just like meaningless basically. And then I do think from like a top-down sort of agenda, to just put it simply, the kind of traditional nuclear family vibe is being killed. And like, look, each to their own. If you're like poly or you don't believe in marriage or whatever it is, that's totally cool. But I think that it's being promoted more so than it has been ever, and that is obviously having some sort of trickle-down impact on people forming genuine bonds with one person.
100%. And perfect segue to the next question.
Perfect.
Do you believe in marriage?
Yes.
Yes, with the right person.
Awesome.
Marriage as a concept, no. Person to person, everything changes.
Problem with marriage, I think a big problem with why people don't believe in marriage so much is that essentially it's a government, it's like a state-owned relationship rather than a person-to-person connection, like Mayfly said. So if you can build something with one person, great, but the reason why the waters get muddied is because, oh, now the government's involved, and if I get divorced, then I have to do this, and then my children are going to suffer, and I'm going to lose all my money, or blah, blah, and those are the red pill associations of the negative consequences of marriage make it bad, but fundamentally it's a good concept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Marriage it genuinely just by fact is an outdated concept. Marriage used to be a formal contract between a man and a woman so that they would be able to look after the farm, for example. They have a certain amount of children and they're locked into this by a contract which says, you look after the children, I'll look after the financial side of things, the children become our workers. That is not the case anymore, so it's a bit different. I personally, me saying it's about the right person, I would want to get married because of it being a celebration of your love and the party and bringing loved ones together being the beautiful thing, rather than I don't think you should get married for security purposes. I believe, because I think what that is a lot of people like, fuck, I've got to lock this person down or they're just going to leave at any second.
Yeah.
You should find someone who is not going to do that.
Yeah, regardless of whether or not you get formally married.
Exactly.
This is your person, but more so I think I have the kind of same view of like, I want to get married, but not for any other reason of like, this is just a celebration of love and a celebration of our care and connection with each other, and then bringing our families and friends together to have essentially like a big party, and then at the end of it, fine, we're married, but that doesn't affect how we've been living our lives or how we will continue to live our lives together. And then carrying on the marriage front, you guys really love the marriage questions.
Marriage of the game.
She wants to sign a prenup and believes it's to protect herself if anything happened in the future. Would you agree to sign it?
Absolutely. Look, if you are getting married, you already have a prenup and it's written by the government. So you've got two choices. Either you accept the prenup, which is not written by you, or you and your partner write a prenup that you agree on. So I would always say, and you know, top divorce lawyers would say you're better off just writing your own prenup, because if the worst happens, then at least you've decided on how things are going to go. And I think it just gives people peace of mind. You know, it's not a condemnation of how you feel the relationship's going to go. Like, signing a prenup doesn't mean, oh, I think we're going to break up, or I don't believe this is going to last forever. It's just an insurance policy. Like, when you get into a car and you drive off, you don't think, oh, I'm going to crash. But everybody has insurance. Everybody puts their seatbelt on the plane. You don't think it's going to fall out the sky, but you do it because it's the right thing to do on the off chance. And I'd rather be safe than sorry.
And have you, like, if someone is refusing to a prenup, it probably indicates there is an imbalance there, or that there's a secret agenda hidden. You know, have you seen those videos of like, I can think of them on like Real Housewives of whatever, and someone finds out that the guy wants a prenup, and she's suddenly like, oh my god, oh, you don't trust, and she makes it about, you don't love me, you don't trust me, and it's like, well, no, I love you and I trust you, but I just need this prenup because what if I'm wrong?
Yeah. Also, do you not love me and trust me?
Exactly.
Like, why don't we just come to an agreement? Also,
Yeah.
I think the more transparent you are at the beginning and say like, look, this is to protect both of us. And I guess in this question, it's she wants to sign a prenup and believes it's to protect herself. Fine. And I would also want to sign a prenup to protect myself. And hopefully, as Grade said, like, hopefully it ends without any of this meaning anything.
Exactly.
But on the off chance that it's important,
Yeah.
we're protected.
Like, the car insurance analogy is very good. Makes sense.
Little pivot.
My favorite rapper.
Yeah, a little pivot.
Best possible health for the rest of your life, or
Yes,
unlimited
please.
wealth?
Health is well.
Bars.
The absolute fucking bars. I would say unlimited wealth, because that would then bring me best possible health, because I would just be able to spend all of my money on.
If you don't have to worry about your health at all, that is like number one. They always say health over everything. So
Yeah.
it just gives you time. Money is not the be all and end all, and like you can actually with unlimited wealth get lost in that source as well.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's fair.
I think if I, for example, was given unlimited money now, it would completely change my trajectory of where I was going.
Yeah,
you
you,
know,
might,
I've-
might decide like, you know what, I actually don't need to really focus on gym anymore because I've got all this peas. Like,
Exactly.
just,
Like
outsource.
I'll do it when I do it. It completely changes the game, I think. Whereas not worrying about health is just a blessing.
Yeah.
I'd take the money. I'd take the money. I'd take the money from an altruistic perspective as well,
Yeah.
because like your unlimited health, your best possible health is purely for you. But if I had unlimited P's, then potentially I could facilitate like
Yes.
better outcomes for others as well. So
fair.
I think the greatest good, the utilitarian perspective applied would be I'll take the money and do as much as I can with it.
Yeah,
also do
fair.
a lot
But
for
what if then you get like a debilitating disease which can't be cured?
Yeah, but what if you live like for 150 years and you're a brokey and you can't do anything fun? It's like, oh, do you know what I mean? There's any scenario we could paint it positive or negative either way, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's true. Cool. I guess, and I would answer, I would want unlimited wealth. I want money. Give me the
Hey,
money,
money
me, money, me, please.
please.
Do you think a hall pass is okay?
No.
No.
Absolutely fucking not. I don't know
absolutely
who asked
not.
that question, but that's
You're-
crazy.
You're any kind of things like this,
Yeah.
you are playing with the most ridiculous fire.
What
ever.
good could this possibly do other than but make one of you really uncomfortable, and then on the off chance that your partner ends up actually meeting this person that is their hall pass, you're gonna be like, right, well, what, you just want to sleep with this? But it's like, I saw a thing on Reddit. It was like, I was doing hall passes with my wife, and
Or passes.
hall passes, and I said,
Give me
oh,
one
my
of
hall-
those.
my
All
hall
passes
pass-
are fine.
my hall pass was like Jennifer Aniston or something, you know, some like A-list celeb, and her hall pass was like the barista at her local coffee shop. And
yeah.
he was like, what do you mean? That's what are you talking about? You can't,
I've seen
you have
those
access
videos.
to this guy like every day. Mine is obviously something that's never going to happen, and yours is, and he ended up letting her do it, and then she slept with it, and then they got divorced.
Yeah, obviously.
With the barista.
That's
that's
absolutely
mental.
insane. I just think any concept of I'm going to allow somebody else to infiltrate the relationship kind of just makes it feel like you're not fully in it.
Also, yeah, what is this? What am I, a game to you?
Yeah.
Am I something that we can...
You know those guys who get interviewed on like the streets of like, it'll be like the streets of Houston on a Friday night,
Yeah.
and that's where like Hawk Tour came from, and like, God, where's she gone? Mental.
She had a moment.
She
She
certainly did. She
did,
made a fucking
she
podcast.
had a coin, a Bitcoin, some
Really?
sort of crypto coin, Hawk Tour coin, and
Nice,
I think
creative.
she rug pulled. Hawk Tour coin got rugged on Binance chain, and
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody
that
does.
those words wouldn't have made sense 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Even. Maybe a bit longer. But they'll be like interviewing a guy, and he's like, with his girl, he's like, yeah, this is my girl forever. And they're like, if you could have a hall pass, who would you? And he's like, no, never ever, I wouldn't. And then they ask her, and she's like, yeah, I probably would.
yeah,
And he's like,
immediately she's
who would it be?
yeah.
And he's like, it's one of three. And then she names the three. They're all like basketball players.
Yeah.
And then
And
he's
he's
just
just-
like, that's crazy.
He's just staring off into the distance, just like, oh my god, this is gonna be on the internet forever. And
Yeah.
I've just been cooked. My
It's
relationship is
mental.
done.
And just to piggyback off that, sometimes people are like, oh, you know, like, you shouldn't be so, don't be so insecure. If your girl says that she's got the celebrity crush, like, that's okay, like, that's fine. And if you want to be like that, that's cool. But I think if you're in a relationship and you really, really care about that person, you're not going to even want to consider anyone else, regardless of their level of fame or the
Absolutely.
the lack of likelihood that you're ever going to meet this person. It's like, protect your relationship, protect the person that you care about, and don't even think like that or speak it into existence. I don't know.
100%. Also, the nature of the hall pass is it's a.
Hall pass?
Am I really saying it?
No,
like that?
you're not.
Okay.
I'm just being an idiot.
The nature of it is a purely like physical, sexual, lust-based relationship, where it's like, oh yeah, I'll be able to like guilt-free sleep with this person, and I think it just feeds into this societal idea that we have, where it's like, oh, sex is so blasé, it doesn't
Yes.
matter. Let's just throw out like, oh, if I get the opportunity to, I'm definitely taking it. It's like, even that way of thinking and the fact that hall pass is such a well-known concept, I think is just fucked up.
Yeah, cheating has become so normalized. People just think it's I think it's psyop, honestly, I really do. Like, the sanctity of marriage is just being ruined. Like, that's happened through certain films as well. Like, I think Wuthering Heights was a big one, which they were talking about. They
100%.
think that was a total psyop, the way that they marketed that film, even, because they were just openly doing shit which was just not okay when you're in a committed relationship. And I think the whole, like, meme culture with like, oh, my side piece and this is not my main and all this
100%.
stuff, it just normalizes it so much.
Couldn't agree more. If you ever cheat on a girl, so this is just anchoring, it's you have cheated
And thanks
on a
so
girl.
much Oplock and RM for
Yeah.
sending in your questions, by the way.
If you ever cheat on a girl and she forgives, but on one condition, she wants to sleep with another man to make it even. She hates doing it, but only does it to make it even, so it's not something you can hold against each other in the future.
Wow, I know this sounds crazy, but weirdly I actually do see merit in that. I know it's like, I would never be in that situation before, but I have said previously that the reason that a relationship is then broken is because of that event.
Yeah, the
so if
power-
you can
power
pick something,
imbalance.
no matter how fucking mental it sounds, to even the playing field, then I guess so. Like, what I'm saying is, if you are certainly, like, you're set that you want to stay with this person and you think this will actually change it, then each their own. I would never be able to take someone back who cheated on me.
Yeah.
But-
But in this case, you did the cheating first.
I did, well, also, again,
Yeah, it's
I
so
can't
hard
relate
to
to that
even
because I
just-
wouldn't cheat. But,
Hypothetically, you've cheated on your
but
missus.
as I say, it makes sense with what I say in terms of the it's all forever going to be uneven.
Yeah.
So if it's your prerogative and you both happy with that, I actually don't. Yeah, fair.
I personally would never. If I've cheated and then to like solve the relationship, she's gonna also cheat. I mean, look, if you've cheated, I think relationship's just done. So it's
Well,
done.
this is the thing. Are you asking me or are you asking them? Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Well, no, then I can't, because I'm the like grade. I would never. I could never. I would
Like,
never
if I-
cheat,
if
and
I-
then I would
that-
not like to be cheated.
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Bro, if
100%.
you've cheated, it's done. Like, it's done. Even if
Yeah.
in your own head you're like, oh, I just cheated and it was a mistake, or
Exactly.
it wasn't. I don't love her. I love you, and I've like, bro, it's done.
You live
Like,
with the consequence of your actions.
do you know what I mean?
essentially.
Just keep it moving.
But
Like,
if-
save everyone the 2 years, 3 years of toxicity and like trying to make it
Absolutely.
work. Just like park it, sunk cost fallacy to the side. You're done.
And two wrongs don't make a right.
Exactly.
But they do make it even.
But they do make it even. So if you are okay with it being, if you're not a morally like strong person or don't give a shit about that shit, then fine. But I can see that could work for certain people.
Yeah. I would. No way. Sorry, absolutely no way.
Not for me.
Yeah, no way. Like,
No.
okay, hypothetically, I've cheated. I fucked up here, right? But now you want to do it, and it specifically says she hates doing it, but is only doing it so that you can be even. And I'm like, right, well then this whole relationship is just going to be a series of how can we...
You made me cheat on you back so that we could be together.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? And now we're just going to be like,
Yeah,
do you remember
no.
that fucked up time when we both cheated on each other just so we would be even? Now I kind of despise you because we're like feeding into this super toxic... Yeah, okay.
Also, when somebody does something sexual that they don't want to do, or they hate it, I think, bro, like that's
That's
like a
dark.
weird like
That is
self
dark,
essay kind of
Yeah, that is actually
thing going on, right? And then it's like when people say they're like dead behind the eyes, these porn stars or these escorts or whatever, or these sex workers who like unfortunately are in bad situations or whatever, you're kind of putting yourself in that,
Yeah.
and that's
You're opening a box of.
you're
worms.
opening Pandora's box there.
Yes.
that is very messed up.
Certainly.
This is
But
an
thanks,
interesting.
RM, for the question.
Would you be upset if your partner secretly didn't like your music, but to protect your feelings, she kept it hidden and faked her positive reactions? However, she still fully supports you pursuing your dreams. She just secretly doesn't like the music.
From the game.
Divorce from the game.
Yeah. I could never, like, it would be upsetting to find that out, but that's a positive thing. You can never be annoyed at that.
Yeah.
That's a me problem, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess would you stay if you then find out after the fact, like this whole time she's been essentially lying to you about something you're super passionate about, and while she's supportive, she's essentially just been BSing you on it. I think it's more the dishonesty that affects me rather than she's trying to protect my feelings. But like you're lying to my face about something which is like super important to me. It's not like, by the way, like I guess if I was to flip it as an analogy, imagine your girl cooks for you and the cooking's not great, but you're like, oh, I won't give her a hard time about it. I'll be like, oh, thanks, that was delicious, and you eat it and you didn't really love it. Like that's bad. Like even that on its own is kind of bad, but you're doing it out of niceness. But imagine that times 1,000, because this is something you're super passionate about. She was like a chef and you said that to her all the time.
Yeah.
You're not helping.
Yeah.
Like you're making that situation worse. She's not going to get any better. Maybe her opinion is valid, and actually if she was just honest with me, my music would be better.
Yeah.
Honesty all the way, man.
I think I would be rocked if she was like, yeah, I really don't like any of the stuff that you've been doing, but I'll support it, but I just think it's shit. I'd be like, what? Why?
Fuck you supporting it for.
Why?
then.
Yeah. What's happening here? Like, let's have. I think, as you pointed out, the honesty or like the dishonesty rather would be the thing that hurts me more. If from the get go she was like, I don't really like this, but I like you, so I'll support it, and
Yeah,
maybe I'll end up liking it. It's like, okay, fine, that's better than
There's loads of people who
pretending.
don't like rap.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm a rapper, and that's fine conceptually. But I'd rather know than be like, oh yeah, you're sick, and then she's like cringing out listening to it with her friends or something. Can you just? Oh, I don't know, bro. It's just
Sending it in the group chat.
like,
you released
he's dropped another one.
one.
Oh
Fucking
my God.
best
Please,
in
can you-
season.
can
More
you-
like this
Worst
song's
in
shit.
Yeah, worst player of the tournament.
Worst in
More
season.
like your shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I like this. I like these questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Next one. You're deep into a relationship and she turns around one day and says she no longer wants to shave, ever. What would you do?
Nah.
Thanks, RM.
Okay, so I'm a big proponent of
Shaving.
you.
yeah.
No, but you grow together in the relationship, but you also
Shave together. in the
maintain.
relationship.
You maintain your kind of values that you've built the relationship on. So if one of the values is you're hot, I'm hot, we both go to the gym, we look after ourselves, we're well groomed, well dressed, we smell good, and that's one of the big reasons why we're into each other. And then over time you've let yourself go, you're not as healthy, you've gained weight, you're not grooming yourself well. Well, actually, one of the foundational elements of your relationship has changed. And to me, that's like not cool. I would definitely call her out on it and be like, yo, this is fucked up. And I would expect the same in return, by the way. Like if I get a bit fat, I would want my girl to be like, yo, listen, like this
You're fat.
isn't the guy that I've like fallen in love with, and I want to still be attracted to you forever. So
Yeah.
like let's get on it. Let's get in the gym again. Like let me cook you some healthy meals. In return, I'd be like, let me buy you a lovely Wilkinson sword, Venus.
exactly.
Let me get you the Venus so you can shave the.
I think
thing.
it depends for the reasons it is, you know, taking that as an example. If it's like a feminist thing and it's something she feels super important about, that's a different conversation. But if it's indicating that she doesn't care anymore,
Yeah.
then that's a different conversation. You need to do things, especially later in relationships, to make sure the magic is still alive and the romance is still there. And so the same way that it would be expected that it's like, oh, we need to go out on dates, or you still have sex with me, or any of these things.
Exactly.
You would expect the same in return, surely, right?
100%.
And as I say, it's not like the thing, gaining weight or not shaving, or I don't know, none of those things on by themselves would be off-putting to me, because I love the person.
Yeah.
But what it indicates about how they feel about me or the relationship is the issue, I think.
Yeah, the only time I'd probably be super cool with it is if it was like a medical condition thing. It's like, oh, you know, I've all of a sudden become like, my skin has become super sensitive, and every time I shave, I like have weeks and weeks of pain and discomfort, and it's like really negatively affecting me. Then I'd be like, okay, fine, I'm like willing to. What can you do? You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But if it's for basically any other reason, I'd be having a big conversation.
Yeah.
I'd be having a big conversation.
I think it's
Just get laser.
a lot of the time.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
a lot of the
Laser's
time,
bad.
people are too individualistic, and especially when it comes to a relationship, they're like, "Oh, no, I'm doing this for me," and it's like, well, no, actually, if you're gonna choose to be with someone, you're making the decision to also take into consideration their perspective and how your actions will now affect them. Like, you're no longer just living purely selfishly; you're living for another person as well. And I think as you make those steps through a relationship, you need to be considerate of the other person. As not to say you lose your agency, but you do now have an obligation to someone else, and if you don't want that, then don't be in a relationship.
I think this
Right.
piggybacks really nicely off of what we were talking about earlier with the sanctity of relationships and of sex, because a lot of people are in relationships which are maybe more casual. They don't have as much like weight or gravitas to them, and in those kind of relationships, you can be a bit more selfish and a bit more individualistic, because that's the level of the relationship that you've set. You know, between the two of you, it's like, yeah, well, when neither of us are like super serious about this, so whatever, I'm going to do my thing, they're going to do their thing. And if they want to be with me, then they're going to have to accept it. But if it's like super locked in, serious marriage type, or
Yeah.
I'm with you forever and this is what I want to do without necessarily a marriage label on it, then spot on what you said, Laith, because you're now two people doing the same thing rather than two individuals doing their own thing together. So there's a thing about living lives in parallel, where you're with someone but you haven't blended your lives. You're just both doing things in the same room or in the same world, but you're actually not. You haven't connected your lives together. Stuff like this, I think, reflects that level of separation where you haven't fully committed to being like, this is a me and you thing. It's not like a me and you separately vibe.
I think it's super important to have balance, though. So while that I agree with that, I also think separate lives is totally vital.
Yep.
You know, you need to not feel like you can't go somewhere without your spouse, or that being alone for the weekend is a real problem. You should be okay. Everyone should be in a relationship because they're so happy in themselves that they can share the love and they have their own life. It shouldn't be a codependency thing.
100%. Little pivot again.
This new album is
He's
sick,
got
bro.
hits,
He's
bro.
absolutely cooking. You give your boy £10 and they buy a lottery ticket. They end up winning 800 million. How much would you expect in return?
I don't expect anything.
I'd expect the tenner back. That's the extent of my expectation.
Yeah. You don't expect anything. Like, you can be hopeful of stuff, and I guess if they're a close boy and that you gave them some money, they might give you it back. But I'm way past done the point of like trying to use my morals and my brain and my rationality to understand other people's thought processes.
Facts.
Fair.
Facts. If
So if you gave me £10 and I went and won 800 mil.
I'd be bare disappointed that you didn't give me money.
Yeah.
Because I think
Exactly.
because if that happened in return, I would give you like a lot of money.
Yeah, it'll be like,
I'd
here's
give you
100
probably 100 mil.
Yeah, here's 100 M's.
At least.
And let's
You
go
know,
and live
bro,
the
without
craziest
that
life.
tenner, I wouldn't have even got this shit. But like, that's me
Exactly.
and you, though.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't mean that even any of my other close friends, it would be the
feel
same.
the same way,
You know,
it depends on the relationship that you have with with that person. Like the question was if you're a boy, but like I've got a bunch of boys who I've only ever linked up with to just like get on the piss with. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
I'm-
it's
I'm
true.
pretty-
There's different levels.
Yeah, I'm
isn't
pretty
there?
sure those guys would like, oh, is it your round? Is it my round? Like, we're having, do you know what I mean? We're having conversations like that. I don't know if they're gonna fucking give me any of that 800 mil. But yeah, it's just about the relationship. Expectation 0, but want and hope, yeah, a lot. I would want,
Yeah.
especially because I think the people I'm friends with, like obviously you, man, and my other like super close friends, I know for a fact they would give me bread. Like I wouldn't even think twice. I'd be like, oh
Exactly.
yeah, sick, bruv. I'd give some of it back. I'd be like, bro, don't give me 200 M's. Like that's ridiculous.
That's
right?
right.
Like,
yeah.
Keep it.
yeah, just give me 100. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll just keep a tenner.
Yeah. Give me 100
agree.
million and 10 pounds.
I agree.
Yeah.
Lose both arms or both legs? We answered it on the live, but I think it's poignant, it's pertinent.
Lose both legs.
Yeah, I think that's what we landed
Arms
on.
important, legs
100%.
less so.
Yeah, and the bionic leg thing is probably better than the bionic arm. For sure, if it's below the knee, it's like no question. I'd lose the legs.
Great. Would you
Great,
rather?
very good.
Would you rather?
Just
your
sorry. Just would you go for bionic legs or would you be like a motorized vehicle?
No,
kind of
bionic legs. Are
person?
you crazy?
Bionic legs.
You wouldn't be like just bowling around.
No, bionic
Hawking
legs.
style.
No,
using your
I'd
mind.
probably like to still like get mobile and
Have
be
the,
upright.
have the
and-
sensation of walking.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
Kind of.
Getting
Getting your
steps in.
10k steps would be easy. Just like set it on autopilot and you're just like stuck.
I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, in my reality, it's like.
It's like auto self-driving.
Do you remember those in like primary school? You had those robots and you put them on a mat and then you program it and it would like follow the
Yeah.
paths on the ground. That's what in my head is like. I do that with my legs. It's like, right, Google Maps, take me here. Bionic legs.
Yeah,
What
full-
if there's,
full-
like, some
full
roadworks
self-driving
or
mode.
something,
Oh,
and
shit.
you haven't accounted for it, and your legs are just it's like in Wallace and Gromit, the wrong trousers.
Yeah, and it just keeps going.
He just ends up robbing a bank
I mean,
because the trousers wanted
the
to rob a
trousers,
bank.
my legs. Sorry,
Have I
officer, my
conflated
legs.
two there? Maybe.
What would you rather your monthly browser history gets leaked to the regulars or your group chat convo?
Definitely browser
Yeah,
history.
same. My browser history is pretty tame. It's
Yeah.
pretty tame. Some of it is a bit like Unk status Google searches.
Yeah, it'll
but-
be embarrassing. It'll be like I'm typing Google into Google.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
How to make how to make people
how
like
to
me.
upload iPhone photos to a Google shared list.
How to make TikTok people think I'm
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But the group chat where we're just violating all the regulars all
Exactly.
the time.
They can't be seeing that.
Joking, guys. We
But
love
we
you.
love you all.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
love you all.
I've got to a position where I would happily just each month publish my history on the internet. I really don't care.
Yeah.
And for a small donation of £10,000 a month, Mayfly will.
I will do that for 10k a month. You can
I'd do
have
that, yeah.
for 10k a month. You can have a screen recording of my phone.
You can have a live.
Actually, no, that's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
you know,
That's
no.
too much.
You can
Ignore
have a
that,
live
scratch
stream
that.
feed of my desktop.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
10K a
definitely.
month.
How
Easy.
Definitely.
what's the longest amount of time you would let a regular to just have your phone for like 10k?
What like they have it?
They just have it unlocked for X amount of time. They can do whatever they want.
a regular. Is it any regular? Is it a random regular?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of regulars that I think would be really respectful and just not, they won't do much. They might go live from the account, be like, that's
Yeah.
quite cool, that's quite funny. Then there's some who'd be like immediately into like my banking details,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
start transferring money and just like
just going on Kalshi
yeah,
straight
exactly,
away.
just gambling on my
I don't.
phone.
I don't think I would do that for 10k. Thinking about it.
Just
Yeah,
1
too much.
second, like it just gets unlocked and that's it. It's done.
They can have it for like a couple minutes.
I don't know. I'm just
So
It's
no.
mad. Like I feel like we know the regulars, but also we don't. It's one of those where
Well, it could be a random regular.
Yeah.
yeah, like a
Imagine.
Nulia. Definitely not a Nulia.
We accidentally get Juggalo somehow.
Oh man, that's crazy.
He starts repurposing all our videos for Suno.
Yeah, it's so funny.
All right, final question. I think it's an RM special. I think, but it could be.
RM, let us know in the comments if this is you.
How can I enter?
It starts with Rose.
Yeah. How can I enter back into a girl's life after ghosting her? I made an error and it's been 1 year.
Take that L.
Yeah, my advice would be
You've made an error, meaning that you didn't realize how lame they were, or
Yeah.
you didn't realize, like, do you know what I mean? You've made an error because it's not because of you've seen the error of your ways.
You just regret your decision.
You regret your decision because you've seen that she's like, I don't know, she might have like a connect for Wimbledon or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
she's like glowed up differently.
Yeah, yeah,
You
like,
see her on Insta with her new man, and you're like, oh, that could have been me.
yeah.
I think don't go back. If you can avoid going back, avoid it at all costs. Like, you made a decision. There's plenty more fish in the sea. Just keep it moving.
Abundance over scarcity every time.
I'll answer the question more directly. If you're set on this and it's like something you really really want to do,
Message me.
yeah, just exactly. I miss you. Please reach out. I would, Rev, just spit game, man. Like, just go for it. It's one of those where it's like, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah, you're still ghosted.
Yeah,
You're
that's true
already
as well.
either
That's true
it's
as
been
well.
a year and you haven't spoken and she's gonna air you, or she's gonna reply. Like,
Yeah.
you might as well just drop your bar and be like, yo, it's been a year. I'd just call it out straight away. I'd
God,
what
I
is
should
it?
not have ghosted you. You're so lame now.
The
Yeah,
elephant
yeah.
in the room. I'd just call it out
I
straight away.
ghosted you and I regret it, and now I'm back,
Yeah, yeah,
tail
yeah.
between my legs, groveling. Would you like to meet up?
Yeah, please,
Probably appreciate the
please.
transparency.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, just have a nice plan.
It depends
never
how
know.
much you value your integrity, I think.
And I think
Yeah,
for
fuck my
asking the
integrity.
question,
Fuck my integrity.
not much.
Yeah. All right.
Is that it?
I pulled the
Quick fire questions.
Quick fire questions.
Well, we've
Wow.
got more quick fire questions for next
There
for the
are,
next one.
There
at
are
some point.
plenty more where that came from. I think we
Yes.
answered
I like them.
17 maybe in total, 15.
Oh, so we got loads left. But
Got
yeah,
plenty.
guys, do you want to plug the
Yes,
website again?
absolutely. phantomu.co.uk/questions. They're completely anonymous. You can send as many as you'd like, and maybe you'll hear your question in our next episode.
And just on that point, if you guys write a super detailed like dilemma that we can really get into, like an "Am I the Arsehole" style, we'll spend a lot more time answering the question.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these warranted just the short answer. Some of them we could have gotten into a bit more. So don't be shy. We'll dedicate time.
Exactly.
dedicate.
I can dedicate time.
All right. I picked the last ones. So who wants to pick this time? I think it's gonna be unfair if I keep going.
No, you go for it.
Should I go for it? But I'm gonna definitely win with this one for sure. Strength 782.
Fucking hell, 478.
438.
There you go. Hey, bro, I could have won if I picked Neri's strength. That was Langrish.
Really?
Right,
Yeah,
Langrish,
Langrish,
what
technically
are
day
these?
He's a bit of a monster.
He is a bit of a bugster.
There you go.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye, everyone.